Good morning friends and welcome to another video. Today I'm mounting the touring seats to my Royal Enfield Classic 350. As you can see, the touring seat is a little bit thicker, I think around 2 centimeters. There's this tuck and roll design here which looks very classic, so the look I think is much better than the original one. Then there's a logo here on the top, the Royal Enfield logo, white stitching or grey stitching, and it's a little bit, for sure it's a little bit stiffer. So I have to test it out later in a test ride. If this one is better for a long distance ride than the original one, because this is very comfortable. It's quite soft. And so far I had no problems with it, but for sure this one looks much better on a classic bike. And now I will show you how to install the touring seat on the Royal Enfield Classic 350. There are two different possibilities to install the seat. The first one is to loosen these two bolts here, this one and the one in the back. And then you can detach the complete mount of the seat. The second one is to loosen this bolt here. Then you can take off the seat and the mount stays on the bike. So I think I will try this one because it's maybe a little bit faster. This one, of course, you have to work upside down. To loosen this bolt here, you need a 10mm ratchet. Loosen it a little bit, and then it's very easy. You can just take it off with your fingers. And you have the screw and a washer. Very easy, same on the other side. So here we have the second one with a washer, and now it's very easy. Just from the back side, lift the seat up, pull it out, and that's all. So quite easy, because everything is open now and detached. Of course I will clean all the inside parts now. Keep everything clean and dry here, so you get no rust. And I will wax everything so that there is a little bit of protection on the metal frame here. So this is some high-end spray wax. I just leave it a little bit until it's dried out. So now I clean up the parts. Very careful, because I want to have some wax still on the frame here, so that I have some nice wax protection on all these metal parts here. The installation of the new seat should be quite easy. So this hole here at the front goes in here. This will keep the seat in place. And these two space holders here, they get inside the rubber. So let's try it. Should be quite easy. So let's give it a try. Just push it to the front. The spacers inside the rubber. Very carefully pushing it down. And that's it. And the only thing I have to do now, the screws have to get back in here. The hole is quite easy to find. And then the 10mm ratchet. Screw goes in very easy. I'm not tightening it completely before I put in the one on the other side. Now I can tighten the screw here on this side. The other one is tightened already. The side, and finished. Rider seat is done. The second part should be quite easy too. The pillion seat is mounted by these two screws on both sides. Normally you have the grip here for the pillion, and I have this luggage rack, so I have to unscrew these two screws here and on the other side, and then I can pull the seat back, and that should be it. So we need an Allen key. Should be this one. Yes. So this is a 6, Allen key 6. Oh, Whew. These are tight. Okay, this is the first one. Maybe there's some Loctite on it. So now the other side. Just loosen it. So I'll take a ratchet now. Makes it hopefully a little bit easier. No, other way around. So like this. Ah, that's why. Loctite. Second one. Also Loctite. Third one, and now the last. Last screw, and now I can take the luggage rack off. Screws to the side, and now I can just pull to the back. Oh, that's easy, very easy. The same here, you have some L brackets here at the front, and these have to go inside here. And then you can screw the seat in here. So before I can put the new seat on, I have to take these spacers out. It's a black one in the front, these here, and I have a silver one in the back, this one, same on the other side. Silver in the back and black in the front, and these have to go in the new seat. And of course, before I mount the pillion seat, I will clean everything, because you will not get to these parts without taking the seat off. But because the bike is new, everything looks fine. And also here on these frame parts here, I will spray some wax. So this should be enough. I will just take off most of the wax. And of course, a little bit will stay on the metallic frame here. And now I have to line up the holes here. Let's go a little bit more to the front. Let's see if it's inside there. So really pushing it down to the front. And then I have to line up the seat. And of course, the luggage rack has to go back on it. So I just put in the screws a little bit to keep it in place. And now I think I have to push it a little bit forward to screw it in. Not so easy to line it up. To make it a little bit easier for myself, I will loosen the front seat again to lift it up, because then I have a little bit more space. Luckily this is very easy here. And then I will see if it's more easy to first tighten the back seat and then the front seat. So let's see, I will just lift this one up again. Take it off. So these bolts here are a little bit more work than the front seat. So you have to push it a little bit forward and down so you don't miss the holes here. And then if you found the holes, then it's easy to screw in. But first you have to find them. Same on the other side. Pushing a little bit forward. And then now it's inside. So this was for sure much easier without the front seat in position. Now I can tighten the screws here. Same on the other side. So now just fit the front seat again. So again the screw and the washer inside here where the rubber is. So finally everything is mounted. Was a little bit difficult here in the back, but if you take the front seat off or mount the pillion seat first, then it's a little bit easier. So now a comparison. Here you can see the standard seat, which is very good. I will not say that it's a bad seat. It's very good. It's very soft. For my taste, very comfortable. But this one, much thicker. Of course, the seat height will increase a little bit. But the look is so much better than the standard one. Looks even cheap compared with this one. This tuck and roll design, it's very classic, very nice. Good finish. Also the stitching is very good here everywhere. And you have the logo here, the Royal Enfield logo. So, touring seat is installed. Looks much better than before. My opinion. Just leave a comment if you agree or if you think the standard one is better. And now, of course, first seating test. It is definitely stiffer. Maybe, yeah, the seating position is maybe a little bit higher, but not that much. I will do a separate video with a test ride of the touring seat and will tell you my opinion if a stiffer seat is better than a softer one for long distance riding. At the moment it feels okay. It's the same width and same length, so it's just a little bit higher and a little bit stiffer. So what do you think about the touring seats of the Royal Enfield? Write it down in the comments. Would be interesting if most of the people have the same taste that I have. I think it looks better on this classic bike. So next video will be hopefully the test ride with the touring seat. Also the back seat, quite stiff. So if you like the video, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I see you in the next video. Take care, ride safe, and cheers.